Hello and welcome to the trade setup. In this video we are looking at Uranium royalty. This was a stock analysis request from one of the followers, and I wanted to let you know that anyone can make these requests and I will most likely cover them, especially if there is an actionable trade setup to follow. Now on this chart we have a quite basic structure, and it is also quite similar with what we have on the other uranium stocks, except we didn't manage to form a new high within this latest movement to the upside. Now we can go ahead and label this as a 1-2 setup. And since we didn't manage to form this new high, I cannot really confirm that we have already bottomed here within the wave 2, and there is a realistic chance that we may be heading back into the area of support before we find the third wave to the upside to have started. But this isn't necessarily a preferred interpretation for me. I would actually like for this structure to continue higher and to form at least the wave 1 up. Now, if we are to reach the ideal targets in the wave 3, we would be looking for the 138.2% extension of the wave 1, and failing to do so would be quite a great warning sign that this structure is likely not going to work out within the larger 5-wave move to the upside with the interpretation of an impulse forming in this area. Then the ideal target is around the $37.4 level right now, based on the current wave 1 top and the wave 2 bottom, and this may change in the future based on other factors due to, for example, a failure to actually follow through. We may build here a larger ABC pattern to the upside instead. But in general, we are looking to get at least there if we really are to build here a third wave to the upside. Now, within this internal movement, this internal structure that has formed from this current wave 2 bottom, we have a very similar structure with what we have on the other charts. We have 3 waves up complete. We have here a 1-2 setup, a third wave up. We are now looking at the wave 4 correction, and we are looking to form the 5-wave move to the upside, and it is developing within a diagonal structure as well. Now this is similar, especially with the uranium energy chart. On the energy fields chart we may still be able to build an impulse, but not on the uranium energy chart. It is possible in a very bullish scenario, but not within a more realistic expectation necessarily. Now for this wave 4 retracement, we can look here for a specific area of support that can allow us to still track a 5th wave to follow, and it would be basically between the $4.1 level all the way down to the 61.8% retracement at the $2.7 level. So far we have enough waves to the downside to consider this correction complete. I can track this as an ABC pattern where we don't need any additional lows to consider a bottom already formed. So far we haven't even gotten to the 50% retracement, but I would heavily prefer not to push any lower. Ideally we already started the 5th wave to the upside, and here on this chart we actually don't need to deal with a very short term area of resistance anymore, in my opinion. We have already broken above those relevant levels where I would like to have already started. If it really is even a larger pattern, even a larger correction in the wave 4, I would like to have already started the next wave. I would like this one to be done, this initial wave A in that case to be done, and be looking even in a bearish scenario for a B wave up. In that case I could be looking for a first level of support or resistance actually. Now this may be for something even more bearish, but these are the first levels we need to watch out for, because this 38.2% retracement is the first level that could be considered resistance, in my opinion. So far we have pushed perfectly into it, and if we are to break here above the 78.6% retracement, it would be quite a good signal that at least this structure will not work out to the downside as a 1-2 setup. Again, this is the more bearish interpretation than what we were normally considering for an ABC structure. But again, we may still be may still need to consider here an ABC pattern that could still unfold, for which we will have to slightly adjust the area of resistance. So if you want, we may consider that the top level of resistance for the 78.6% retracement would be for this entire movement, the $4.8 level instead. This is what I need to see break for a signal that this entire correction in the wave 4 is likely done. But those are a bit more complicated. We won't go right now into exactly why. Those are details that aren't even very useful in this very moment because we are focusing on this structure to the upside. Yeah, we are looking to start the fifth wave to the upside. Now consider that we, however, are dealing with a diagonal pattern in this area. Yeah, it is a 5-wave move, but it is within a diagonal structure, meaning that we had here an ABC pattern in a wave 1, ABC pattern in a wave 3, and we are looking for an ABC pattern in the fifth wave to the upside as well. Meaning that within this structure, we don't need to create a clear 5-wave move structure. Yeah, a wave A could be an impulse, it could be a 5-wave move, but it could also work out as a 3-wave move, in which case, yeah, we may build here an initial wave A, that would be something like an ABC, yeah, and then we would only really need the B wave correction in something like a 3-wave pattern, most likely, and then a C wave to the upside, and that one is expected, however, to have a full 5-wave structure. Now, in that case, we need to be prepared that after we form here the top, we start the retracement and we form a new high. This may be it for the larger initial movement to the upside in wave A. Yeah. Now I'm not showing you exact levels right now. I don't really have any, or not any. We don't have enough waves complete to determine a possible target for the next move to the upside. But in this very small time frame, I may already be able to consider this an initial 5-wave move to the upside. Yeah, we pushed basically into the 38.2% retracement and we got rejected here. And if we are to start the larger correction, we can even look here for a potential area of support for a supposed wave 2. Now again, this could be a wave 2, but it could also be a wave B. Yeah, we could be building here an ABC structure instead. And in this case, or in either case, we would be looking for an identical area of support, which would be between the $3.5 level all the way down to the $3.3 level at the 78.6% retracement. And as long as we hold here at least the last level of support, we can look for with high likelihood for continuation to new highs. Now, this is, however, assuming that we have topped within the wave 1. If we are to extend further within this push to the upside directly, without getting into the area of support, we might need to extend this area of support along with it. Yeah, we push higher here into the next levels, into the new levels, and we do extend the area as well. Because for example, here on the very tiny time frame, I may be able to consider that this is just a wave 1 of the fifth wave to the upside. Now, it's not necessary. It has enough waves. It could be complete, but it could also extend, and we need to be prepared for that. So don't necessarily bet that this will go down and it will, for example, push directly into the area of support, but rather keep an open mind and be open for the fluidity and fluctuations of the market, because we are going to track this structure, but we need to be patient to see what type of patterns we really are dealing with here, because I don't have any confirmation at this point that this wave 1 is complete. For that to have a more clear signal, I would need to see here a break below here the $3.6 level, yeah, around that area at the beginning of this supposed fifth wave to the upside. That would be a signal that this structure is likely going to head into the wave 2 area of support and not extend further. So pretty much this is it. The short time frame, we have this small area of support between the 3.5 all the way down to the $3.3 level. You have resistance starting at the $3.8 level, going all the way up to the 4.8, remember, for the larger structure. And then from a large time frame perspective, we have this larger area of support for this fifth wave, or rather this wave 4, to find the bottom and start the fifth wave to the upside, where ideally we have already bottomed. And for now, these are the levels. This is the trade setup. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, don't forget to subscribe and let me know what else you want me to cover, and I'll do my best to do that in the days and weeks ahead. And until then, I hope you have a nice day, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye.